Conduct crimes like drug possession punish unlawful conduct. Possessing illegal drugs is a criminal act regardless of what the defendant does with those drugs. Result crimes, like murder, punish conduct only when it causes a particular outcome. Murder requires proof that a defendant's conduct actually causes the victim's death. But what if the evidence can't prove which one of two potentially fatal injuries was the victim's cause of death? Is a defendant who inflicted only one of those two injuries guilty of murder? In Regina versus Dyos, an English court had to decide. Martin Dyos attended a Friday night dance at a community center with several friends. One of Dyos's friends became annoyed by another group of boys, and the two groups traded insults and threats. Outside, a physical fight ensued, and some of the boys hurled rocks and bricks at each other. One of the boys, RM, was struck on the forehead and behind his right ear. After the fight broke up, RM was found lying in the street, bleeding from severe head injuries. Although RM was rushed to the hospital, he died 9 days later as a result of a fractured skull. When questioned, Dyos confessed to hitting RM in the forehead with a brick, but police were unable to determine who inflicted the wound behind RM's ear. Dyos was charged with grievous bodily harm and murder. At trial, the pathologist testified regarding RM's cause of death. Although both head wounds were potentially fatal injuries, there was a reasonable possibility RM could have survived his first injury if he hadn't been hit a second time. However, it was impossible to determine where RM was struck first, on his forehead or behind his ear. After the prosecution rested, Dyos moved to dismiss the murder charge. Dyos argued that the prosecution failed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the injury Dyos inflicted caused RM's death. There was no evidence that Dyos inflicted the injury behind RM's ear, and the pathologist concluded that either injury could have been the cause of death. The trial dismissed the murder charge, and the prosecution appealed to the Central Criminal Court in London.